It's Friday night. You're sitting on your couch, the faint hum of the refrigerator in the background. You open your phone and there it is, everyone else's life. Stories of people at bars, group dinners, laughing, people holding up drinks, people claiming they've found their tribe. And you sit there scrolling, feeling this strange, heavy weight in your chest. Honestly, you feel guilty. You think to yourself, why don't I have that? Why is it so hard for me to just connect with people? Because here is the strange part. You have hundreds of contacts in your phone. You have followers. You have coworkers. You have acquaintances you occasionally grab a coffee with. And yet, you can be standing in a room of 50 people and feel completely, entirely invisible, like a ghost haunting your own life. I need you to listen to me very carefully right now. That exhaustion you feel when you have to text someone back, that hollow feeling you get after a surface-level conversation at a party, that deep, aching desire to just disappear into the woods for a while, it's not a personality flaw. You didn't fail at society. Actually, your brain is doing exactly what it was programmed to do. It's just the programming is about 50,000 years out of date. Think about it. For 99% of human history, the concept of a friend didn't even exist. Not the way we define it today, anyway. Today, friendship is an extracurricular activity. It's a scheduled event. Let's grab drinks on Thursday. Let's catch up over brunch. It's something you squeeze in between answering emails, paying rent, and trying to get 8 hours of sleep. But your brain, your deep, ancient lizard brain, doesn't understand grabbing coffee. It doesn't understand networking. To your ancient brain, there are no friends. There is only the tribe and the outsiders. Our ancestors didn't sit around analyzing their social lives. They didn't have to put in effort to maintain a bond, because the bond was survival. If you didn't trust the person next to you with your actual life, you didn't survive the winter. It was that simple. We evolved to live in groups of about 50 to 150 people. You knew every face. You knew every voice. You knew the exact sound of their footsteps in the dirt. But look at us now. We live in concrete towers stacked on top of thousands of strangers. We walk past more human beings on a single Tuesday commute than an ancient human saw in their entire lifetime. We are surrounded by humans, but we are starved for the tribe. We built a world of infinite connection and accidentally engineered the most isolating environment in human history. I want you to imagine something. Close your eyes if you want. It's 15,000 years ago. The air is violently cold. It smells like pine needles, wet earth, and wood smoke. Let's follow a man. We'll call him Kale. Kale is crouching in the snow. His lungs burn with the freezing air. His stomach is completely empty. He hasn't eaten meat in 4 days. Beside him is Taryn. Taryn isn't Kale's friend. They don't ask each other about their weekend plans. They don't have polite small talk. They are bound by something so much deeper than conversation. They communicate in micro movements, a tilt of the head, a shift of the spear, a narrowing of the eyes. Kale doesn't need to ask Taryn if he has his back. He knows. Because if Taryn fails, Kale dies. If Kale fails, Taryn dies. They are tracking a wounded elk through the thick, gray forest. Every branch snapping sounds like a gunshot. There are predators out here. Wolves, bears. But Kale's heart isn't racing with anxiety because he isn't alone. His nervous system is completely regulated by the presence of the man kneeling next to him. This is what your brain is actually looking for when you say you feel lonely. It's not looking for someone to text. It's looking for Taryn. It's looking for the silent, unbreakable guarantee that someone is watching the shadows while you sleep. When they return to the fireside that night, there is no performance. Kale doesn't have to pretend to be happy. He doesn't have to put on a mask. He just sits by the fire, listening to the crackle of the wood, feeling the warmth of 20 other bodies breathing in the dark. He belongs. He doesn't have to earn his place. He just is. But we have to be honest. We love to romanticize the past. We love to think of ancient humans as these peaceful, connected beings living in harmony. Let me tell you the dark side of the tribe. Because what happened if you didn't fit in? What happened if you broke the rules? What happened if you were cast out? Imagine Kale exiled, forced out of the glow of the firelight, pushed into the endless, freezing dark, alone. In the ancient world, exile wasn't just sad. Exile was a death sentence. A lone human cannot hunt a mammoth. A lone human cannot stay awake 24 hours a day to watch for leopards. A lone human gets sick, gets cold, and disappears. And this right here, is the missing puzzle piece to your modern anxiety. When you get left on red, when you aren't invited to the party, when you spend a weekend entirely alone in your apartment, your modern, logical brain says, "It's fine. I'm just having a quiet weekend." But your ancient, primal brain, your nervous system, it is screaming. It thinks you have been exiled from the fire. It thinks you are alone in the dark. It thinks you are going to die. That tight feeling in your chest, that random spike of panic on a Sunday afternoon, that isn't a mental illness. That is a survival alarm. Your body is literally warning you that you are biologically exposed. You aren't weak for feeling lonely. Your body is just desperately trying to keep you alive. So, where does that leave us? We can't go back to the forest. We can't undo the internet, or the concrete, or the glowing screens. We traded the tribe for safety. We traded the campfire for central heating. We traded the deep, silent bond of survival for the loud, endless noise of convenience. We became the safest humans to ever walk the earth. But did we become the happiest? We gained infinite convenience. But what exactly did we lose in the trade? Maybe the goal isn't to force yourself to go to more networking events. Maybe the goal isn't to reply to every single message in your phone just to prove you exist. Maybe the first step is just forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself for feeling exhausted by a world you weren't built for. The next time you feel that wave of loneliness wash over you in a crowded room, don't fight it. Don't judge yourself for it. Just take a deep breath and realize that's just your ancient heart looking for the firelight. You don't need 50 friends. You don't need to be popular. You just need one or two people who would sit in the snow with you. Everything else is just noise.